Hey everyone, I'm John Swantek. Welcome to Direct Connect presented by United, where you guys, the fans, get to ask the questions and connect directly with PGA Tour players through our social media platforms. FedExCup playoffs resume this week with the Tour Championship. 30 players in Atlanta, including our guest who won the FedExCup in 2010. We say hello to Jim Furyk, who joins us from Eastlake in Atlanta. We're going to jump right in. Jim's time is a little short. We do appreciate it. So the first question comes through the tour report from Jack B. He says, Jim, at the end of your career, where will winning the FedEx Cup rank in your list of accomplishments?
That's a great question. I think as the years go on and the FedEx Cup gains some history, I think it's going to gain some momentum. So probably 50 years from now, greater than it is today. But, I think the three that stick in my mind are winning the U.S. Open, my only major championship, being Player of the Year, and then, of course, the FedEx Cup from a personal standpoint. And then I think, being on some winning President's Cup and Ryder Cup teams are also some great memories.
Jim Furyk currently 18th in points as the Tour Championship begins. Next question through Facebook from Miguel Alvarez. He says, did you ever receive criticism that maybe you weren't going to make it to the PGA Tour with that swing as an amateur? Jim, he says he has an unorthodox swing and he doesn't want to kill his hopes.
No, I don't think a lot of people are going to ever tell a 16 or 17-year-old kid that they'll never make it because their swing is different. But my dad was my teacher and a golf professional, and I think he received quite a bit of criticism. So he heard people say that. He had people tell him that, and even one college recruiter that was anxious to get me to school so he could change my swing. So I don't think a lot of kids or amateurs will hear that murmur as much, but a lot of people said that, and I think my dad was under the gun and felt a little pressure because he heard those things.
Another question for University of Arizona All-American Jim Furyk through Facebook from John Hermans. Says, have you ever played Wii golf, and would it recognize your unusual swing as a great one? Now, how about Kaylee and Tanner? Do they use Dad's likeness when they get the Wii golf cranked up?
Callie and Tanner whip me at Wii golf. They both play a little bit more than I do, and I get frustrated. So having your 8-year-old and your 10-year-old beat you every time is difficult.
Jim Furyk, our guest, joining us from the Tour Championship in Atlanta. Here's one through the tour report. It comes from Steve A. Costin. Is there anyone you really want to be paired with in the Ryder Cup? Jim, of course, a captain selection, competing in his 8th Ryder Cup next week at Medina.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few guys. I think that I've always been one of those players that can pair up with quite a few players. I think the captain usually is kind of, in a lot of instances, has held me back a little bit as far as trying to figure out how the rest of the team plays out and kind of plug me in late with a few different guys. But I have my eye on 3 or 4 or 5 guys for next week. And a lot of it depends on the style. We play in 4 balls or we play in foursomes, and I would pick and choose different players for different formats.
Jim Furyk, by the way, 5-0 in the President's Cup at Royal Melbourne last November, the owner of 16 PGA Tour victories. Here's one from Mark Brown, comes through Facebook. Says, Jim, if Fluff needs a day off, I would caddy for you. $10 an hour and lunch is all I need. That's a pretty good deal, but you're probably all set with Fluff, huh?
That's a great offer, but I'm kind of one of those people that believes that you get what you pay for. I'm guessing the service might not be the best.
That's a good team, Cowan and Furyk, dating back to the U.S. Open in 2003. To Facebook again from Jordan Warren. He says, Jim, I'll be in St. Augustine for a wedding next September. What courses do you like for a mid-handicapper? Thanks.
For a mid-handicapper? Let me see, accessible golf courses in St. Augustine area. Of course, you've got the Road Golf Village. You've got 2 pretty good golf courses there, the King and the Bear and the Squire and the Slammer. Up in Jacksonville, you've of course got TPC at Sawgrass, where they play the PGA Tour event, where they play the players. The Inning Club is very nice, as far as accessible golf courses that aren't private. If you're flying into Jacksonville, there's a golf course up north by the airport called Northampton. It's a great value and a very good golf course.
Just bring plenty of ammo there, Jordan, if you're going to the stadium.
If you're going to TPC at Sawgrass, yeah, you're going to, you know what? What's a very good value for the Dyes Valley course? It's a little bit easier than the TPC golf course, but it's a wonderful golf course, and you have 2 right there under one roof. and good value as well.
Yep, that's good information. One more here from Jim Furyk from Aaron through the tour report. Any truth to the rumor that the Steelers called you to play offensive line, and how do you think they will finish this year? I don't know, Jim. You seem more like a lockdown corner to me than an O-lineman.
I've got no speed. I've got no corner in me. You know, I think everyone's pushing the panic button a little early. I play golf for a living. You know, I don't claim to be any wizard as far as figuring out football, but after the first week, it didn't look that great at Denver. Didn't really play that well on both sides of the ball, and actually against the Jets here, you know, the first quarter was a little rough as well, but obviously turned it around, played well, and I think you got to give them a month or so. You got to give them 4 games into the season to kind of get an idea how the team is sitting and get a feel from it. Of course, the offensive line is a little thin. Injuries have, you know, that's been a trouble spot in the past. There's been a lot of injuries to that spot, and you know, we got to, I think, get some more pressure on the quarterback to help the defensive backs out a little bit. But played a great 3 quarters against the Jets. Got a nice win there, and you know, the NFL doesn't let up. Every week's a tough week, so it's you know, it's fall, it's football season. I'm as excited as anyone else.
One of the grittiest and classiest performers on the PGA Tour for a couple of decades, the 2010 FedExCup Champion. Jim, good luck in Atlanta this week. We appreciate the time. Thanks for connecting with us.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Direct Connect is brought to you by United, who is proud to be the official airline of the PGA Tour.